that behind that was a sadist, a psychopath. And I wanted to be connected to God. That's why I stayed there. That's why I keep trying my very best.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. I keep on saying good morning because here in England it's still in the morning, it's around 10 o'clock. Right, guys, if you are new to my channel, I kindly ask you to subscribe. Don't forget to like and share. Yeah. Today, guys, I'm just going to talk about TB Joshua. TB Joshua, the prophet, the man of God, the so-called man of God. Guys, if you saw the documentary, you know what I'm talking about. This man abused thousands and thousands of people. And I don't want to lie, guys, these things are still happening. These churches, they still exist. Guys, people are being abused. And this will never end because those people, they've got powers. And even if you report, no one will listen to you. So people, they don't report this kind of thing. Like this man, he had so much power that even the presidents will shake when they see him. I'll show you guys. I'll be doing some commentary as we go. You watch the video.
Loose me, Lord, from all relationships of the flesh.
Sexual immorality was a common thing that you would always talk about.
You have flirting spirits.
Yes, man of God.
This spirit is like dog. You are the one looking for men for sex.
It's true, man of God.
We were all supposed to be kind of celibate. We were taught that everything sexual was bad, it was sinful, it was wrong. I believed that by my nature I was unholy, I was gay, and that I didn't want to be. I had this huge battle going on in my head, and I thought he could help me.
I see you as a harlot.
He always painted and shamed women for being harlots and having the spirit of lust.
But where it was going to, the Westerners didn't know. For TB Joshua, it was a game and a trap that is set for the white people.
He called me, Sakumo. I need to make these white people my disciple.
When I first got to Lagos Airport, we told them that we were going to the Synagogue Church of All Nations. Oh, go through, go through. It was like a free pass entry to anything. It's just like, oh, go through, of course. Oh, yeah, you're here. Yes, off you go.
Right from the moment that I landed, I just got super emotional. I made a pact with God. I want to know the God of the Gospels. I want to see those miracles, and if I can't see them and they're not real, I'm out of here.
I'd never seen a local African town before, and it was hustle and bustle and a street
Of this God I had been desperately seeking.
to me and said, TB Joshua wants to meet you. There was an urgency there. No, you have to come out. You have to come out. And when I entered, the Nigerian sister kind of pushed me to kneel down. And immediately TV Joshua said, God's told me you're going to stay. You're meant to be here. You're going to stay with me forever.
Oh, they are well treated here, like kings and princes. Feeding is free. Accommodation is free.
We were living on site in the church. When you live at the compound, you don't leave the compound. There's armed men at the gate with guns. There's a wall, there's barbed fencing. The windows are blacked out.
To be awakened to the truth of who TV Joshua was.
My dad, he had fear. He had fear, constant fear. He was very afraid that someone would speak up, turn around and make him answer to those things that he had done.
His wife was on a completely different floor. He lived there completely by himself. We used to refer to it as 5-story because it was the 5th floor.
It was a very lavish, presidential set of rooms.
Daddy, as we used to call him, he had young Nigerian boys that would run around for him up in his 5-story bedroom. You know, they'd get anything he wanted. They'd do his hair, they'd wash his underpants.
We were called 5-story brothers. That is, young guys like me that asked the opportunity to serve the prophet. Just literally serve him just the way the maid serves kings.
People compare his 5-story brothers to be his personal slave because everything he needs, you must be there. All is in my mind is, where is he now? Has he eaten? Has he taken his bath? Is his shower ready?
You have to be there in his privacy. If I can use the word, even to the nudity, you see everything.
When TV Joshua needs to go to toilet, 2 of us has to be there in the toilet. He would remove his underwear to his knee level. Then we bring it down. We don't allow him to bend down.
There was a lot of strange things behind closed doors.
His underwears, you know he wears white. Most times he pours this honey. He will pour it inside his pants, inside his underwear. He will pour it there. When he pours those honey there, he wears the underwear.
And I was like, what's the significance of this?
Why is he doing this? So, next thing we hear from inside the room is he turns on the TV set loud. Very, very loud. Look me loud. From all relationships of the flesh.
I was curious, why? Why is Daddy locking us outside? I was curious. So I had to peep under those door.
When I peeped under the door, I saw a certain lady's foot there.
She knelt down close to the long chair. Then I realized that something was happening there. Some activities was going on. It's as if something sexual was happening here. I knew that the wife was not around. His wife doesn't have access to his room.
He made us believe that his wife is always sent to tempt him.
A lot of thoughts were going through my mind. It was like Daddy's trying to cover up something.
Bible, and let us look at your Bible notes with you. This is like early hours of the morning, 3, 4, 5. You were so knackered. This is on 2 hours of sleep from the night before.
The room was like a sanctuary. The carpet was so soft, really thick carpet. It was luxurious, like big bellowing curtains.
He'd got his shirt like off and his shorts on, sitting down on his chaise longue. He said, "Okay, can I read some of my notes?"
He'd beckon me over and I would kneel beside the chaise lounge.
He was like, "How am I, and how's things, and you know he loves me very much, and how God's going to super use me."
"You're so good at preaching. Don't ever leave me. Don't ever leave me." "Oh, no, Daddy. No, I won't."
He told the lads that were in his bathroom that they should sleep. He stood up and he locked the doors and he switched the lights down. He said to me, "Oh, can you take your pajama bottoms off?" And I just was like a robot. I just was like, "Oh, yes, sir." And like a parrot, like exactly what I did for every other instruction that he'd given me. "Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir," like a freaking robot, you know. "Yes, sir, I've come the pajama pants."
He would come towards me and then he'd wrap his leg around the back of my legs and lower me like a plank onto the carpet.
He lowered me like on my back to the floor. He started sticking his tongue like in my ear. It was this ear first, and then he went into that ear, and I remember lying there like a piece of wood and thinking, what the hell is he doing? It's disgusting. Like, it's disgusting. What? Like, and I totally froze. I just panicked. Like, I went into complete panic.
Type of time I'm having with him.
You know, at first it was like, remove your top. And I would be uncomfortable with it, and if I didn't do what he wanted, then he would threaten me. To the point where eventually he would like assault me and then blame me afterwards and say, you know, you did this, look at what you've done to me, look at what you've done.
Each embarrassment you receive, each insult you receive, each persecution you receive will draw you closer to Jesus.
The first time that he made any sexual move on me, he touched my breast and he was hugging me and breathing heavily. I went to one of the disciples. "Does he touch you inappropriately?" She jumped and said, "No. He's my father. Even if he touches me, even if he hugs me, I know that he is my father." You would confide in someone, before you know it, meeting.
Once you hear bell for meeting, people will start shaking. You won't know what is going to happen now.
We have the disciple meetings at night.
What are the things you used to do?
I'm so unafraid. Daddy, forgive me, please. Everybody, please. You all know me, but I've changed.
I've been laid flat on the floor. My skirt was lifted up and I was just naked. He hit me with that horse whip.
Well, as you lie down on the floor, you will use it. Everywhere blood. He beat you without mercy.
Why? Christ is all I have. You did me that.
Many a times I have been punished with beatings. You are at his mercy. You are at his mercy.
I remember her being in a state of emotional turmoil.
I remember I have been raised as Steve Joshua's daughter.
I knew the child, Ajoke, right from birth.
she's his actual daughter, his biological daughter, with another woman outside of wedlock.
He does seem to like her very much. She was like kind of labeled the black sheep of the family.
I was in primary school, was made to move to the disciples' room. I didn't volunteer to be a disciple, I was made to join.
Ajoke grew inside the synagogue, like an outcast.
I think he wanted to keep her a secret. I don't think he wanted anyone to know who she was. The message about Ajoke was that she had terrible evil spirits that needed to be driven out. There was a time in the disciples' meetings, he said that people could beat her. Anyone in the female dormitory could just hit her. And I saw people just walking in, just slapping her as they walked past.
Ajoke, little thing, you see someone you slap her.
There was a particular time that I was very tired. I'd slept a little bit too much.
So he started like shouting at her to get up, to get up, to get up. And there was another like disciple there who basically took her and took her to the shower and whipped her with an electrical cord and then turned the hot water on.
Put my head right on the hot water. I was screaming at the top of my voice, and he just let the water run on my head for a very long time. About years and years of abuse, consistent abuse that wasn't ending.
He hated her, and he punished her for being born. Her existence was probably the biggest threat to his reputation.
I couldn't even have an identity. That kind of pain cannot be put into words. I feel like, maybe I really don't deserve to be alive.
What's her fault? What has that girl done? It pains me. She was still very young that time. Can you imagine how heartless we were?
Things like that, it's scary to talk about, it's really shameful. Like that I witnessed that and I didn't do anything to help her.
Stop acting like a baby. Better shut up. You want to make noise, you want people to hear. I felt like there was a beast. Like this beast. I was 17 years old. I was underage.
When he come back from the service, he kept forcing himself on me. He assured me God was not upset. The more I made him happy, God will be happy with me.
He grabbed me and he held me very close to him, and he literally then pushed me down to the bed and he got on me.
I was still so shocked. I was still bleeding. He spit on the floor and he held my hands and he looked straight into my eyes and said, "I can see you are my child now. Don't betray me."